Hello and welcome back to my dandelion diaries. Today I'm going to be going through, whoa, that was loud, my garden planner for the month of March. This is the N1 Sterling ink planner in quartz in the compact size horizontal. The only thing that I'm having struggles with lately with these planners is the clear covers, which I talked about in another video, I think. Anyways, for the planner itself, I haven't really made any changes with how I'm using it. I just have some updates. So for the year at a glance page, we got a lot of rain in March, and we actually had some really cold days in the beginning of March, which is kind of, not in the beginning, in the middle of March, which is kind of rare for us. So usually our last freeze is like the first week of March, and it ended up being, I think, the second week of March this year, which is fine. I waited to plant all of my garden out until April, honestly, because I was just wanted to play it safe. And yeah, that's that. For the kind of garden sketch, I sketched it out in pencil of where everything is that I planted this month, or this past month in March, or where I wanted to plant everything in this past month of March. Oh my gosh, my brain is just fried right now. Anyways, I wrote everything down in pencil. I'm going to go back in and actually sketch this at some point, but time-wise, I just didn't have time this month to do this. So I just have everything written down, and then hopefully I'll go back in and sketch it out properly with color and everything else. Have not made any updates to my planting grow time table. I love that I still have a bunch of space here, so I may add the flowers that I'm growing since I didn't put any flowers on here. I just mainly did veggies. And I may see like the best times for growing the flowers and have that written on here too, because those are a staple in my garden too, just because they help with pollination. For the quarterly page, I talked about this, I think, in another video as well for a little bit, but I'm loving having the temperatures in a more quarterly view versus the full 12 months view that I had in my 𝗬𝗃𝗁 weeks. So for the tasks up here, I mainly do like the top 5 tasks that I need to do for the season. So winter seasons, mainly like equipment maintenance and any kind of new constructions, fence work, garden work, whatever that's more construction based, not growing based because it's cold. And then for planting, I ended up planting all of my starts indoors in January. Did not do anything in February, but I did end up harvesting a whole bunch of our peppermint, which has taken over a portion of my garden, which I love because it helps with pests. But yeah, I harvested a bunch of that, and then I also harvested a bunch of oregano in March. And then I planted out some more herb starts that I had going in March as well. So lemon balm, rosemary, our sweet basil died over the winter, so I planted a new one. I did some garden sage, and then 2 types of thyme and some parsley. Mainly just like to have a bunch of herbs because it helps with cooking, and then also they're really good for feeding chickens too. So certain herbs can help with like worming your chickens or animals, depending on the animals that you have. Anyways, consult a vet or professional if you have questions about farming, because I'm probably not the person to ask. The only other thing that I tracked on here for monthly totals versus like harvested is the eggs down here. Our 2 chickens produced 50 eggs in January, 43 eggs in February, and 57 eggs in March. And I'm really proud of our girls. We have new additions to the flock, which I've shown pictures of, and I will show pictures of again in this video. But they have been doing really great, and hopefully will be producing eggs in a few months for us. For the monthly spread in this planner, I mainly used it to just note down certain things that we were working on, like coop construction was pretty much the main thing we did this month. Our chicks and ducks, the new ones like I just talked about, turned 1 month old on the 20th. And then we ended up doing our flea treatments for our dogs and cats just because it's spring and the fleas are definitely coming out. We also had so much rain in the month of March, which I talked about with the yearly spread, that we ended up having to mow the whole property down because it's just everything grew super fast. For the weekly section, I haven't changed the layout of this, but I will say I think towards the end of the month I was getting really tired of filling it out because I was just doing the same things every day for the garden. Nothing was really changing yet. So I, yeah, have like my weather tracker over here, tasks, any notes about the day, egg count of when I collect the eggs, a weekly routine to see when I'm checking on things, watering things, whatever, and then a master list. So this has been consistent throughout each week. This deco is from the Sticky Club. This one is from the Washi Tape shop. This one's also the Washi Tape shop. This was actually one of my favorites that they just released. It's like Cottage Charm, I think. It's really cute and very cottagecore-y, farmy, 100% of my alley for this planner. And yeah, it's washi, so it's really thin and it's really cute. Then this one's Sticky Club. Again, same layout, no changes here, just taking notes, writing down tasks, routine. And then this was the last week of March. Yeah, so 12 hours of coop work. Yeah, I think this is when I was just kind of like overwriting everything down. I was like, okay, I'm just doing coop work every day. It's fine. But I kept up with keeping up. Yeah, that makes sense. I kept up with everything, which is another thing I'm really proud of, especially because this month, which I talked about in other planners, I was having really bad headaches and stuff, which was this week. Yeah, I was ill, did the bare minimum functions. So I know I wrote down a lot more in my A5 planner, but my health planner and this planner, I wrote down a lot less. For the notes pages, I have these kind of broken down into sections, and the first section is my weekly entries. So for the month of March, I ended up going with decorating, again, with a washi or a PT tape from the Washi Tape shop. This one is, again, one of my favorites. I don't remember what it's called. It's one of their older florals, but it has butterflies, and I love butterflies. So it's really, really cute to me. But yeah, the weekly entries continued for the month of March, and I just wrote down what I could. This week was the one that I was really busy and got sick and slow, so I think I ended up putting this extra piece of the washi here because I just didn't want that much blank space, because this one had that big spot and I didn't want to have like two big spots in a row. Don't judge me, I'm really funny about white space in my planners. But yeah, kept up with the journal entries for that. And then in the back notes pages, this is where I make most of my like big notes, I guess. So I talked about like in January what I was planting in January. This was kind of like the February update with our little girls that we got, the chicks and the ducks. This is when they were 1 week old. It's amazing to me how they go from like being tiny little fluffs to big ducks and big chickens. But yeah, I ended up sketching out our Coupe Design in here. This was kind of just a rough sketch. We had another book that was my boyfriend's that he had all the measurements and everything all written out and everything. So don't have the exact plans in this book, but it's nice that I have a general sketch of what we started with. And then I ended up taking more photos of our little girls and how they're growing up. This has just been really fun, honestly, to kind of keep up with. But here they are 1 month old. We got to let them outside into the garden space to help kind of like eat down some of the grass and stuff. And then they got to go into their little coop for the first time. And then we got the ducks a nice little pool that they could flap around and play in. Also, these little washi stickers are from Sticky Club, and I felt they were so perfect for this little, I guess, more scrapbooky style spread. But yeah, really, really enjoyed this. Overall, I am loving the garden planner. It has definitely been so much fun to have a bigger space this year than using the Hobonichi weeks. I just like being able to see everything together like this versus having it kind of squished down and having less space. So definitely think the standard size is something I will continue with for my garden planner, as long as I can get something like the Sterling ink layout, because I really like the horizontal look to this. Anyways, if you have any questions about this, please let me know down in the comments. I love my garden planner. It's one of my pride and joys. It's how I keep myself organized for every year to come of what to plant, when to plant, how much to plant, whatever. But yeah, this has definitely been a really fun time this past month in March with the garden, just because that's probably what I spent the most time on. Anyways, I'm going to thank you so much for watching, for joining me here today, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.